Hello and welcome to a new episode of Falco Flights. Today we are at Groningen Airport and we are flying with the PA-28 Archer 3. We are using X-Plane 11.5 Beta 6 and we are flying in VR with the HP Reverb. This headset is actually quite good. It's very good in seated gameplay, as we are doing here. It's not really good in non-seated gameplay, as I have mentioned before in my previous video. But, well, we don't care about non-seated gameplay. We are sim pilots, so that's what we want to do. In 2011 I got my flight license in America, and I actually live quite close to this airfield you're seeing right now. Groningen, Echo Hotel Golf Golf. And I fly a Cessna 172, and our flying club also has the Piper Archer 3, which you're seeing right now. I haven't been flying that for real. I haven't been flying as a co-pilot, not as a pilot in command, but we will be doing that today. That's the benefit of having a flight simulator. Today, however, will be a rather short flight. We will just do one circuit, land and taxi back to the air club. And I'm using 11.5 as I mentioned before, Beta 6, and I also got the Auto XP aerial photographs. So we have the realistic landscape of the actual situation here. With the 11.5 update, there's also Vulkan. I'm not going to explain what Vulkan is, but in general, Vulkan makes your flight sim experience much more fluent than before. And especially in VR, that's very important. You don't want any stutters in VR to break the immersion. But so far I have been testing Beta 1, 2, 4 and now 6. It's worked really well. In Beta 1 I had no sound. In Beta 4 the sound came back. And in Beta 6 I have no problems at all. So it's really fantastic update so far. Ever since the first Oculus Rift came out in 2016, I believe, I bought one. I pre-ordered it and waited for months to come, and finally it got there, and the result was a mixed bag. The situation awareness really improved, the feeling as well. You know, you felt like you were really in the cockpit, but the resolution was always a minor, not really minor. It was a big problem for me in the Oculus Rift. Then I sold it, went back to Track AR. I don't know if you know Track AR, but you're basically flying with your own screen and you have a little device on your head, usually on a cap or some glasses, and it follows the cap around and then it projects the motion on your 2D monitor. That works, but the immersion is completely gone, and once you have ever tried VR, you don't want to go back to a 2D monitor. It's just not, this feeling is just not the same. It just doesn't feel like you're flying a real aircraft. Then I decided to go back to VR, so I bought another Oculus Rift. And that time around the software greatly improved, so you could do super sampling, just to make the details better, more recognizable. You can actually read the gauges inside the airplane. Sold that as well after a while because the Rift S came. So I bought the Rift S, slightly improved resolution, ever so slightly. Much better headset. You had inside-out tracking. You didn't need any tracking poles anymore. So it was much better. And then the HP Reverb came on the market, and the first reports of the HP Reverb were not really positive. It was built quite poorly, the quality was not very well built, overheating problems, the unit was shut down in 30 minutes or so. So I waited until they fixed the problems, and then they did. They said, well, we fixed it, you can buy it again. So I bought the HP Reverb, and oh man, that headset is absolutely fantastic for these kind of situations. The resolution is just out of this world, really. There's no other headset, well, maybe a few of them, not really for public, but every public available headset is not as good as this one, judging the resolution. Absolutely fantastic. So we're back on the ground again, and we will be taxiing to the right, exit to the right, and then go back to the flying club. It's quite a long drive from here. It takes about 3 minutes in real life and in the sim obviously as well. So I wanted to tell you about my Pimax headset as well. I almost forgot, but I had a Pimax 5K Plus headset. I didn't really like it at all, really. Resolution was quite good. The field of view was excellent, very good even. But you could only see a slight portion which was sharp. The rest of the image was more kind of a blur. But if you use the headset flying really low, let's say through a forest or just above the forest, yeah, the feeling of immersion is fantastic with a big field of view. But the rest of it, not so much. I haven't tried the newer headset, the Pimax 8K and 8K Plus, I believe it's called. I haven't tried that yet. Maybe I will, but for now we'll stick to the HP Reverb. And there are more simmers on YouTube. They absolutely love the HP Reverb for flight simming. So I think if you're into it and you have the money laying around, absolutely go for the HP Reverb. On runway 01, that's the discommissioned runway in real life. In a flight sim it's still an active runway, but in real life it hasn't been for, I don't know, I think about 2-3 years now. So we're taxiing back to the ramp area. You can see a Boeing 737 there to the left. There's not a lot of Boeings on Eelde Airport, Groningen Airport. I think in summer days maybe 8 or so a day, departing and arriving, so it's not a very busy airport. But it is a controlled airport, and that makes it really fun to fly with general aviation airplanes, because a lot of the airfields in the Netherlands are not controlled for general aviation, and I kind of like it. It brings you more into the world of, I wouldn't say real pilots, but it feels a bit more real on a controlled airfield for me than on a non-controlled airfield. So that building to the left, you just out of frame now, there is the white building. That's the Aero Club, NNAC it's called, and I have been a member there since about 2012, I think. So quite a long time. It's not perfectly modeled in the flight sim. From about here, just 20 meters ahead, it's grass, and here it's concrete, so that's not true. The building doesn't look exactly the same, but it's close enough for a resemblance, so it's done quite nicely. So thank you for watching, and I hope you liked this little short flight. If you did, leave a like and comment below, and also don't forget to subscribe. See you, bye bye.